Hey folks, so in this tutorial I will talk about thread life cycle. So we understand what multi-threading is, how threads run within a process and share the context. Now next important thing is to understand when a thread is there, what are different phases it could go through. I mean it could go through. It is not necessary that it goes through all those life cycle events. So, in the previous tutorial, we saw, or if you haven't gone through that, just look at how we create threads, how threads execute before understanding the thread life cycle. That would be very helpful in understanding the thread life cycle. So I have got one image that very clearly demonstrates the thread life cycle, and I preferably like this one, right? So here, when we call when we call the constructor of the thread, right? Basically, when we create, so we haven't yet started the thread. That's where I'm saying when we create the thread. That's where I'm saying that when we call the constructor of a thread, where we either pass a runnable or we actually are creating a thread using thread class inheritance by extending the thread class. That's the state where we say we have created a new thread. Next thing, and very important thing, is this one. It is not necessary that we end up starting thread and thread always goes to runnable state. No, we created a new thread and we never actually called the start method. That's why it went to that state after the execution of the main thread completes. So that's where this arrow indicates too. But when we call the start method, we actually have ensured that thread is in the runnable state. Again, I mean it. Runnable means to be able to run as a thread. It doesn't mean that it would be running as a thread. So, we don't know at what point of time our thread will run when we call the start method, or whether it would be so whether when it would get the time or whether it will finish. We don't know both of the things. We don't know the start time and the finish time of the thread after calling the start method. But we are sure about that when one method is called, thread is in the running state. It means that some statements of our task have well thread task. So I'm just interrelating those. I'm just using the synonym of thread as task. So when we move to executors, we will be using the word task as not threads. No, okay. So when our one method executes, we have a thread in running state. Now, there are two possibilities when a thread is in the running state. It have some sleep, custom sleep, where we want to delay some action, or it is waiting for something that is shared among threads or between threads, and the context is still not free for it to continue executing. So the thread is waiting. That's where we call the thread state is the waiting state. But if none of these occurs, or even any of these occurs, and after that thread is able to resume and execution is completed, then thread goes to dead state, or after waiting when execution is completed, so think of it, end of execution has been written here as well, then the thread goes to dead state. That's the whole thread life cycle. That seems pretty easy, right? But do try it out. Do try to call these methods, like I would be discussing those in future, and you could actually see in what different states the thread is. So that's all for the thread life cycle. See you in the next tutorial. Thank you.